This guy is talking 90 minutes.
Ahead of us right there by the Apple Store. Now, if you don't see the kayaks, I'll compare it to my favorite celebrity. It is very similar to Mr. Kermit the Frog. It's built to that guy. And how long does the dye last? About 10 to 15 days, and it's completely harmless to the wildlife. The active ingredient in the dye is called fluorescein, and fluorescein is often used in eye surgery. People ingest it all the time when they get ophthalmology. On the right, you're going to see a flat roof building entirely made of glass right on the river. Now, if you look at it, you'll probably be able to guess what it is. It's the Apple Store, designed by Sir Norman Foster in 2018. Sir Norman Foster is a very famous British architect. He's so famous and so British, his name is Sir Norman Foster. He has been knighted. But the Apple Store is home to one of my favorite and absolutely awful fun facts about a building. Do you see how that building is made of giant rectangular panes of glass? Each one of those panes of glass costs $1 million. They're developed in Germany. It's some of the clearest glass that you could purchase on the market. Somebody told me that yesterday, who was actually an architect for Apple Corporate. Now, each of them are $1 million, but don't get mad about that, because during the construction of the Apple Store, they shattered 2 of the panes of glass. Yeah, $2 million right down the drain. Gotta think about it, though. It does make sense. It's Apple. Of course, you're gonna crack the glass, spend a whole bunch of money to replace it. Now, let's talk about where we are, because the coolest thing about this tour, in my opinion, is it begins and ends where Chicago began. What do I mean by this? If you get off the boat today and you go up the stairs and you cross the street on the street level by the bridge house and the sidewalk, you'll find a statue of a man's head on a pedestal. That is a bust of Jean-Baptiste Pont du Sable, the black Haitian fur trader, the father of Chicago. Right there is where he set up his trading post on the lakefront, trading beaver pelts and beaver pelt hats. That might be confusing because this isn't a lakefront, but it used to be. Before the fire of 1871, this is where Lake Michigan started. Then after the fire, how did we clean all the debris up? All the debris buildings? We shoved it all into the lake, and that created landfill. So all of the buildings past this bridge named after Jean-Baptiste are sitting on landfill from the fire. Cross the bridge and right past that bridge house, there are placards all around the ground that say site of Fort Dearborn, and that was where Fort Dearborn was built in 1803. Fort Dearborn, you might recall, was the first F of the fort, the fire, the bear, and the bear, the fort, the fire, the bear, and the bear. You knew I had to say it again. And now it's time for the sad part, the end. Now, I wanted to say, on behalf of Pete Wendella, crew, and myself, thanks for choosing Wendella. First of all, there's a lot of stuff to do in Chicago. It's a beautiful day. A lot of boat companies to choose from. I'm really happy you took a tour with me. Now, I'm going to be the first person off of the boat. I'll be at the bottom of the ramp as y'all get off. If you have any questions or anything else for me, that's where I'm going to be. Also, if you bought an alcoholic beverage from us today, you can't take it off the boat with you. That is an Illinois rule, not a Wendella one. But you do get to play that Wendella drinking game. Chug it or chug it. Can't bring it off. Now, once again, I'll be the first person off of the boat. I'll be at the bottom of the